Good evening. It is June 3rd, close to 11:28 p.m. My name is Ronald Raphael Ben LL Lipa, Laser Lipa, Leap to the Sky. What I'd like to talk about right now is part of pi and part of elemental p. Inside elemental p this is N, this is O, this is no. Elemental P says no P, no option to P. The P letter is the 16th letter. 14, 15, 16 equals to the fox, saying there is no foxhole and the average is not 15, but the average is 14. The in between the two is DNA, 1 for 1 exchange, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 4 and 5, equals to the number of the sun 9, 14 and 15 equals to 29, 1 and 4 equals to 5, and 1 and 5 equals to 6, equaling to the number within itself, 11, 11, 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 11, 11, 11, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 9, 11, 11, 11. The thing I want to talk about now is this number over here. What is the relationship, okay, inside of pi, okay? When we come over here, it's electric company. The reality of 6 and 5 is, I'm going to try to do this out right over here on my paper right now. And what we do is we start at 6, 7, 8, 9. We skip the area over here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have 5 over here. We have 4 over here. Plus we have the 0 in between. What we do is, this is the 5th number. This is the 4th number, and this is the 6th. We take the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th numbers, and this is the value of the average between the two. So when you get to this number 10, that most people call 10, what you're actually doing is you're going minus 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, stopping on number 4. Then 1 happens to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The total is 9. Now the question is, do we go 5 over here or do we go 5 over here? Either we go 9 and 10 or we go 9 and 10, bringing it to the next level. 5, 6, 5 is New World Order because it's from the outside of the first 5 to the outside of the second 5, and in between is 9. We have to have, like when we say the middle number, okay, or at any number at all, take any number at all, and I'm going to use the number 46, okay? In order for 46 to have a value, it has to be the middle of an area. The total of a middle of an area, 46, is not the number, but it is the middle number. In reality, I'm going to do this one more time, but 9, 10, and 11 is a total of 30. The average is 10, 10, 10, 1,000. Anyways, we did that. That was pretty simple. Okay, the high is 65 and the low is 12. The reality of this is not 9, 8, and 7 because this is a gateway within 8 where 9 is born. H and I, 2 letters, H and I, 2 letters, 89. The high and the low of 89 is 6 and 1, 5 and 2, 7 and 7, 8 minus 1 is 7, 9 minus 2 is 7, they're all 7s. The high and the low, flip this upside down, it's 9 and 5. Numbers were made to flip upside down. So we're not going to look at this anymore. I'm going to go back to pi, and another thing I wanted to mention about pi is 0 is a 2-number prong. It's a 2-number prong. Why I'm saying is because it's what creates the 0. It's the 1 and 0, 10, which is created by either 2 and 8, 1 and 9, 3 and 7, 4 and 6. We can call this 6, which is the center, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can call this 6, and the center is 0.5, which is a half. The other reality of this 0, saying 05 is the letter E. But how did we get the letter E, 05? We did it with the combination of 2 numbers. Either it's 1 and 4 equaling to 5, or 2 and 3 equaling to 5. How did we get number 10? It is either 1 and 9 equaling to 19, but we have to go over here to 5 and then on the other side to 8 to understand which one, because of these numbers, and I do not have the answer right now, how we got to understanding this number. Now what we do is we can take it from this 0 to this 0 over here, and in between this is 2, 5, and 8, and we look at the calculator, we got it from 2, 5, and 8. 2 and 5 equals to 7. 2 and 8 equals to 10. 1 and 0 is 1. 5 and 5 is 10, equaling to 1. 8 and 8 is 16, equals to 7. 2, 5, and 8 will now equal to the spirit of this side over here. 2, 5, and 8, in between 0 and 0. 9, 7, and 4. 9 and 7 is 16. 1 and 6 equals to 7. 7, 4 is 11. 1 and 1 equals to 2, equals to 7 and 2, equaling to number 9. So what I'm actually doing is I'm trying to reflect on this will equal to 20. How do we get 20, or how do we get 02 or 09? What is the combination that creates it? Here we're showing you the 7th gate. The only way to get to the 7th gate is either 3 and 4, 2 and 5, or 1 and 6. But 1 and 6, 6 is reflected inside of 0, so you would get 2 and 5, or 3 and 4. 4 is created over here. This is the Christ. Jesus is over here. The gateway, D, G-O-D, is right over here. 4 and 9 equals to 36. 4 by 7 equals to 28, the moon. 4 by 9 equals 36, which is the circle. The circle around, 9 by 4 is 36. 4 by 4 is the IT. This is all an explanation of what's going on. 9 to 5, 5 and 9 have the same numerological count. Now again, I'm not giving you the answer right now. I know it myself. Okay, I know it within myself what I can tell you for this in every single one. So in all actuality, every time you see a 0, it's 0, 1, 0, 5. Or you can also go 6 and 1 is 7, 6 and 5 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2, 7 and 2 is the creation of this equals to 9. 9 will now join, take away the 1, take away the 0, take away the 5, 9 will now join 5 and 8. This one over here, 105 combination, is the hand of God. It's ace, 1, all the way up to 13, adding 1 to 13 equals to 91. Add the 14th one, or the last ace on top, after the AKA ace king, equaling to 105 or 165. 165 says Aleph. Okay, so what I'm going to get onto now is this. When you see, I'm going to put up the book and hold it to it. It seems like it's easier to see. Now I just want to make my screen bigger so I can see it myself. $13:10 or 1:10 in the afternoon to start off. 730 minutes, 736. This is the coming of Nibiru. 70, 110 stories of the Twin Towers, or 70 minutes. Or 0 equals 6 is 116. 70 reaches 76, equaling to the light. 1 and 16, because this shows the two sides. Okay, 1 and 16 equals to 17. 1 to 17 equals to a total of 153, saying ace. 1 to 16 equals 163, which are the laws of Moses, 613 in the law. What I'm going to get to next is the I in French, and the E is exchanged for each other. The H is either said H or ash. So when I get to the extension of ET, or T and H, TE and H says either teach or tish. Backwards it says shit. Replacing H with I, because of the letter, is the same letter. Replacing ash with H because of French and English, and replacing I with E from French and English. It's ES, the sound. So if it's ES, the sound, then E is replaced with I in the French language. Instead of ESH, it's now ISH, and it becomes tish or shit backwards, and it's Tishrei, or the month of September, October in the Hebrew language for the new year. So remember, I and H come together, E and I exchange with each other, J, the letter J, and G exchange with each other. And this is what we have over here. We have a letters over here, spirit angle of creation, which is the queen. You see this elixir? This one dips into number 9, or dips into number 1, bringing it to the center of the circle. It's like an extended bicycle wheel, if you want to speak about it that way. Now, I'm not too sure how happy I am with that. I will show you one of my designs today, how things must come together. It's an obligation. This is one way to do it. I didn't finish it yet. What does it mean? I'm not going to mention it yet, what it means. There's more to it. I mentioned the pi. Another thing I wanted to mention is I found the temperature gauge, and the temperature gauge went to 50 over here and 50, plus and minus 50. So if I drag it all the way down to here, it would meet at 60. Meeting at 60 on the temperature gauge, okay, inside of Celsius is showing me that 60 is only on half the side, and 60 would make the other half of the side, showing me that 120 makes a full circle, and not 60 seconds in a clock, showing us that the 24-hour clock and the 12-hour clock is actually, we need to run 120 seconds per actual movement in order to run around the circle. 120 times 3 equals to your 360 degrees. 32 degrees is your freezing point. 1.8 is the difference between the calculation of Celsius and Fahrenheit, and 18 is the difference from the maximum they mark here on this sign. 50 and 50 equals 132 minus 20, minus 2. For every 10, you must minus 2, so minus 10, 132 becomes 122 at 50, which is halfway. 122 times 3 is 366, and we get that in a leap year. The other thing I wanted, so we get 120. We have 15, 1.5, which is the letter 0, or the circle, 1.5. 210 or 120 equals to 120, 120 seconds, which equals to the total of the circle, or 120, which is the total of 1 to 15 when you add it. 1 to 15, 1 plus 15 equals 16, equals to 136, which is the Mayan count in calendar days, 6 days, 1 day, and 3 days, for the 10-day cycle, in which 6 days, 1 day, and 3 days of 16 hours of day, and 8 hours of night, and the 1 day is the 24-hour link, which I call the God link, God Omega. This is how the 120 comes into the pasture right here, connecting two circles together and bringing this together. The other one is in darts. It's 210 for the total dartboard. And there's more because there's double and triple in the center of the dartboard, bringing it to 285. Divided up by itself will equal to 3.75, the figure, or a 357 magnum, aka 47. What did I want to bring about this? 19 times 19 is 361. 22 by 19 is 399. So 22, okay, is the letter V. Excuse me, this should have been 21. Sorry, it's 21. 21 is the letter U. 19 is the letter S. That's us, equals to 399, creation of Jupiter. The biggest planet might not be anything more than a nut. Might not be anything more than the eye in your eye. The biggest planet might be no planet at all, or we're inside that planet. The total becomes 9 and 0 is 0. 9 and 6 is 15, plus 1 is 6. 16 plus 1 is 6 equals 760. The spirit is 76. What is this word? It comes from Jesus. S-U-S inside the word, but I'm just using just S and U. Je. 10 times 5 is 50 stars. 10 becomes 16, becomes 80. 80 and 50 becomes 136, and is related again to the Mayan calendar, because all the numbers in reality have to bounce off the truth. We have to redo the cycle off the truth, and then they switch it around, so we're bamboozled in order for the matrix system that we live in, or the electronic system, or whatever it is, in order for it to work with the spirit system, which whatever and however that is made from an outside cycle gives us probably the reality that we live in, equaling to life. I'm just going to look at one other thing over here. One thing, oh yes. When we switch all these letters around to say I am ahead, it actually says Jihad. GE5781. Where do we get the 8 and the 1 from? Now, I worked on this today, and I don't remember where we get the 8 and the 1 from. Yes, now I remember. The 8 and the 1 is the reality. Where Venus comes in, the reason is we have 1 in the center to 8 on the outside, to where we have 4 in the corners to 4 on the inside to 1 in the middle. The 1 4, 1, exchange. 4, 1, 4, exchange, equaling to the sun, the exchange of the sun. 9 and 1 equals 2, 8, or 10, 108, plus 2 divisions equaling to the Twin Towers. 7th gateway, the way it came down. 729 is the numbers. 729 is the numbers. 9 times 9 times 9 equals, 9 times 9 times 9 equals 2. Well, that's not right. 9 times 9 equals 81 times 9 equals 2, 729. 9 times 9 times 9, 729. 9 and 2, 11. 9 plus 7 and 2 is 9. 9, 11. 729. 9 times 9 times 9, I, and I. Because the divisions are all I divisions. The Y is 3 I's. 1 down that connects 2 up. I and I, the center of the focus, only gets 1 I. What else did I want to mention? Let me look through this. 80 times 80 time, aka planet. This is one that I like. To clean up, says planet. Planet, nettoyer, the beginning of the next word. 10, toy, This part over here says earth, E and R. It's part of the saying earth, or tear. Toy, clean, 10, up. Electronic resonant angel. EN can also say end, because the 1 and the 4 is inside of this. 1 and 4 is A and D. It's actually saying the end. The end of Troy. The end of the Troy ounce. The end of Oz. The end of the world of Oz. A world of dreams, hopes, and dreams. The end of all hopes and dreams, ending in Troy. Why? Because do as the Romans do. The explanation and the reality between that is to understand what you think about that reality, not what I think. Another thing I wanted to mention is the expression is in French is "il n'y a pas de chat." It means there's no one around. Chat is the creation of the angle of transmission. It is the circle of life. Chat in French is cat. Cat in English to French says 4. So if there's no cats around, there's no 44. 44 says space. Cat is noted to be the circle of life, yet there's no more space. No more space around. No more space around for the circle of life. Chat. Another thing is the word truth. In French, it's vérité. Vérité, the 3 last letters, T-E-R, says the earth. Ver says to go towards. It also says the I, and the ri, okay, is the element, is the shock, the little rice that's fed into us. I don't know how that works. What this actually says, vérité, is truth, is within us. The vérité is to go towards. The last thing, which I think I'm going to do tomorrow, but I will say something today. They tell you don't swear here and don't swear there, yet on the radio, in the songs, they are saying so many things you are not allowed to use in a courtroom. But yet when you get in the courtroom, they want you to put a hand on the Bible and tell you, swear. Swear to tell the truth. I'm not going to swear at all. I don't want to swear. I just want to tell the truth. Do you tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing? Do you swear to tell the truth? Well, I'm not sure if I swear to tell the truth, but I did get something else, and I must look into the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer, I cannot explain it right now. Must look into the Tropic of Cancer, and we must reassociate what 7286 is about when we bring 7 and 5 and 2 and 4 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 3. What does this do? Why did I mark that there? Because what I'm doing is I'm adding 7286 once, twice, 3 times, and checking out my results. When I add it over here once and twice, the twice equals to this. Then I add it for the 3rd time. Why? Because I worked everything off the leap year. When I add it the 3rd time, I end up getting the 2nd time. Sorry, after I do it twice, I get 5, 4 equaling to the sun. and then I get 73 equaling to Nibiru. I get Jesus on the cross, and I get the 4 by 7 is 28, which now stands for the moon, Neptune, and 1776. It's a rotation, 5473, 5 and 7, G and E of DC, electric company running out of DC. This will create 23, which in fact 23 will now create 2 and 3, will now create 5 and 4. Why? Number 23, 2 and 5 is 7, 4 and 3 is 7. Creating the sun. What runs out of the sun? The 9 lives of the cat, 6 and 8. 9 lives of the cat because it takes 2 and 4 to create it. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. If you do not understand me, what I do is I measure up games people play. All the elements that are here on Earth, I take them and I take the letter coding, whatever it is, and I do it in simple number count. The letter S is 19, the letter P is 16. They both look like each other, they flip upside down, and they come from the same house. Where is 16 and 19? 1 and 6 equals to 7. 19, 1 and 9 equals to 10. And they're all in the same house, bringing it to a second level. 19 is on the second level after 16, and they're both red in roulette. So I take games people play, letters, words, and the reality, diameters of the Earth, the moons, and multiple moons around the universe or around our galaxy, and I just simplify it by explaining, and it's 10 years that I am doing this, so I have a pretty good hold on it, yet without the help of everyone that is out there, I cannot take this to my second level, and we need to bring our perceptions together to raise the bar one more shot. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I'm going to end this video with one little picture I drew today. And the understanding of a pen. I made a number 1. Go to the end of the line. So I took a line and I folded it over this way. Then the thickness, I drew it to the center. Now this here is now missing because if I do not put a ring, I need to hold it this with a ring to hold all my sides together, okay, leaving this space over here showing me how much space I need for the core, which is taken away from each one of these, giving a value to the core. I'm going to do a video tomorrow showing you what these values get. This must open up larger. And these will now get numbers 4, 5, and 6, 2, 5, and 8, 1, 3, 7, and 9, creating our pound key. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.